I have a finished object this week. Can you guess what it is? Hi there! Welcome to Yarns and Yarns, episode 21.1. This is a show about yarns as in fibers and yarns as in stories. This particular episode is all about the fibers. My name is Shea McIntosh Ford, and I live in Tulsa with my husband, our 2 boys, and our little puppy, who in this episode is a scary cat. This episode is mostly going to be knitting. I haven't done any crochet or any spinning, and I love to knit socks. I love sock yarn. I love finger weight yarns, and this is heavy on the Felici. I will put all the links to different yarns, if I can find them, patterns, anything I can link to, I will link below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Ravelry. I'm trying to be a little bit better about keeping up with social media. I'm working on it. Social media is kind of a time suck. And I've got too many things to knit and too many books to read and too many books to write. Without further ado, this is how my knitting week went. I did not record yesterday. I was really busy making a lot of bone broth and my computer needed to do a massive update. It was a little crazy. I did knitting, so I'm going to show you my squares. This was yesterday's square. Like I said, this is that Regia yarn with that yellow that they use as a starter color. Andy's socks. And I don't really know what I'm going to put in here for tomorrow. It depends. I may try to put the heel in here in this sock, and if it doesn't work, then this is going to be my square tomorrow. I did some of my new sock. I still need to put the heels in the other one, but I'm waiting until I do the heels of the purple. This is the Desert Rose. I didn't get very much done. Just that, purple and pink. I'm looking forward to seeing the repeats on this one. It's gonna be so pretty. Here's the cake, in case you wanted to see it. It's so pretty. Love it. But that's it. I was really busy yesterday and I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. And I may not get a lot of knitting done today. I'm trying to get my writing done. About 11 o'clock is when hubby stops for lunch. And my little office space is right here in the kitchen. It's the kitchenette area. He comes in and during lunch he likes to chat with me. I was actually in the middle of a writing sprint forgetting what time it was and had to stop. So I decided to just work on my square, and that's okay. It's just did not get the writing sprint done. So I'm gonna have to start doing my sprints first thing in the morning instead, at least 2. I'm going to insert the clip of me working on my square while hubby was chatting with me. What's interesting in this little clip is you're gonna see me lean into my candle a couple of times. I still have the problem from COVID. I had COVID in March of 2020, and I still have issues smelling cigarettes at random times a day. It drives me nuts. That's why I always have a lit candle on my desk. I can hover over it and mask that cigarette smell a little better. No one around me smoking, I just smell it. I give up. So I took the needles out. I still can't figure out what happened. It feels like I dropped a stitch, but that's not possible because my toe came out right. If I had dropped a stitch, my count would have been off. I'm gonna unravel this. It's gonna be my square tomorrow. Finished my square. Knit Picks Felici, the bear yarn that I dyed with Kool-Aid. If you've ever wondered how much of a sock would have been in one of those little squares, it's about that much. And tomorrow I'm gonna put in some of the red rocks. I think the last one I put in was back here. Plenty. And this is how much I've done on my sock. I just love those colors. There's a lot of purple in there though. I was a little surprised, but oh well. It's still pretty. It's where I was last time you saw it. My little snowflake progress keeper. There's a bit of a thunderstorm going on this morning. second cup of coffee, my writing, and my knitting. But I forgot to bring water. Maybe she'll let me go out and get some water later. Chicken dog. You look like sheepdog Sam. I'm still knitting. And you're just staring. You're getting a haircut on Monday, puppy. Says, I don't care. Just take away the thunder. My lap is empty. Is it? My lap is empty. You can sit. It's okay. I look like a pirate. I only can see one eye. And little nose. She's my knitting buddy, and I'm her thunder buddy. Finished my square. This is gonna go in next. More than halfway done with my second row. I got my heel on, and I successfully cut in to this one. So this one's coming up next. I did what Lisa from Knit All the Yarns does. She says that she knits 5 rows. When she cuts in, she just knits 5 rows before she starts her decrease. You know, I think it's too much for me. When I put the sock on, it ended up being just a little too long. It didn't quite fit my foot just right. So I might just do 1 row just to make a foundation for it. I don't think I ever knitted. I just started in with the decrease, but I love the bullseye heel. So when it's on my foot, it looks right, but it's kind of saggy on the sock blockers. The other thing is, after doing the summer sock camp, I got used to a longer leg, but I like the 12 rows of 2x2 rib instead of 20, which is what I was doing for summer sock camp, because that was in the Crazy Sock Ladies sock pattern, and I wanted my sock to count for 2 when I entered it. But my leg is now shorter because I'm still only doing 60 rounds of leg, but 12 rounds of 2x2. So I think I'm just gonna, even though it's 8 rounds short, I'm gonna just go ahead and add 10 rounds to the next pair of socks. I think I'm gonna move the heel. At the heel, I'm gonna move it up 10 rounds. My heel's moving. Moving my heels. You know, even though I didn't use contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs at all, I ended up with a lot of Felici left over in my blanket. This is from Red Rocks, and this is from Red Rocks. And I still have a whole other little ball. This is from this one I only used for that heel. So I'm gonna have plenty more for like at least 2 or 3 other squares out of this, and the other one, at least 2 squares out of the other one. I have plenty of yarn. But yeah, today's been kind of a knitting day because of the thunder. I spent half the day so far in the closet. I'm finally sitting at my desk now. I did my square. This is yarn from Durab Creations, hand dyed with avocado and onion skins. One of my favorite sock head hats. That's what I made it into. Tomorrow, I'm gonna use the cuff and toe from this sock. This is the grape soda, Lion brand sock wool, and that's going above this blue one. That's going in next. And I finished my other heel yesterday. These are my Red Rocks socks. Say that 5 times fast. And I love them. They are beautiful. And I was thinking about it. What I might do is the same heel with the 5 rows, like what Lisa does, and I'll just shorten the toe on, or shorten the leg rather, on the other socks. So normally I do 80 rounds of foot, shorten the foot. So normally I do 80 rounds for my foot, but I might do 75. My current sock, I didn't get very far where I was the last time you saw it, right at the start of the pink, mostly at the restaurant last night. We went out to dinner to celebrate the end of the semester. Anyway, so I did that at the restaurant since I can't eat at a restaurant. I did move the heel, so I've got 70 rounds for the leg, and then I'm gonna do 75 for the foot. Look at those colors. They're gorgeous. I'm just gonna do this really fast because we're getting ready to watch football. This is my square for the day. This was the cuff from the failed sock. So I decided, instead of unraveling all the way to the toe, just use the sock yarn. So this is the same hand-dyed sock yarn as that one. So this is basically the cuff and part of the foot. I guess the leg. Tomorrow I am going to pop the rest of this in, which will not be enough. This, by the way, I happen to have these gloves right here. This is the same yarn from these gloves, which I made like 4 years ago. There's not gonna be enough, so I'm just gonna add this one, which is actually the yarn. I think this was Patton's Croy. I don't remember what this is. That was Patton's Croy. It's this one here. It was the yarn that I made hubby's socks last year for Christmas. Still have some of that left. That's why I like this pattern, because you know, you can look at it and like, oh, I remember making those socks and those socks. And this is the scarf that I'm wearing right now, the chalette. This is my hat I'm also wearing right now, my sock head hat. So this was, I love about this pattern, you know, using up all these little scraps and just remembering the things you made out of them. And I'm going to be knitting more on this sock tonight because I'm going to knit during football, but from the last time you saw it, I was here. So I knit all the way up here. So almost to the toe. Love the colors. They're gorgeous. And I will see you tomorrow to show you what I knitted during football. Because my hometown team is playing, my Tampa Bay Bucks. Because I was born and raised in Tampa. Hated living there, but I like the football team. I finished my square. So they're both colors. I don't remember this brand. I think it was a German brand. Like, it wasn't an indie dye or whatever it was. And then tomorrow it's gonna be another square of the Andy socks. I think that'll go nice there. Did get some done. I actually got, last night, I got from here to here watching the football game, which was a little surprising. I can't believe the Bucks got shut out. But to be fair, I think they lost a lot of players. But that's how much I got done during the football game. And then I stopped right at the toe, and I did a little bit of the toe this morning because I was getting ready to write, and Puppy hopped in my lap, and I handwrite my books, so I wasn't gonna be able to handwrite while she was curled up. So I knitted instead. I might have these done before I wrap it up. I'm gonna be wrapping up this episode tonight and getting ready to upload it. So maybe I'll have this tube done. Finished my tube. Oh, it's gorgeous, but it's hard to see the colors because now it's late in the evening. But I wanted to capture this on video before I finish up my edits. So this is one of my favorite colors. Get it so that it's not blown out. This is one of my favorite colors in the whole repeat, this sort of like a dusty rose. I mean, I love the purple, obviously purple's my favorite color, but this dusty rose is really pretty. I ended up with a dusty rose toe. And of course, I've got my circular needle ready to cut in for the heel, which I'm actually not gonna do until I complete the other tube. I just wanted to have it ready because I'll probably end up doing the heels at my in-laws for Christmas. I just wanted not to have to, it's a focus thing. I just didn't want to have to focus on making sure I got my heel in right because I don't want to mess up again. I love it. It's beautiful. And that's all I have this week. I won't see you before Christmas, so have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy holidays. If you don't celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful week. If you have any questions about the yarn, the patterns, anything I've said here, please don't hesitate to ask below. I'd be happy to answer questions. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that little bell, and I will see you next time. Bye. Like 4 different yarns, maybe 5, 70 rows, right? 6, 7. Yeah, so 70 rows. This is a show about yarns. I'm thinking about making that